Hello, welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is 𝙬𝙬𝙘𝙣, as you may or may not know me. And you see, I do not have stock mic today. My hands are for once free. And that is because I've got an actual mic. I don't properly know how to use it yet, so this video quality may be kind of shit. As usual, nothing new. But thank you for coming up into this channel, and today we're going to be talking about my reading resolutions, or my reading goals for 2021. I thought we'd start off with, 2020, which was a fairly okay reading year, as I stayed for most of my years, because I don't like to degrade myself when I don't meet goals. And by that I mean I read none of the books that I set out to read in my 2020 reading list video. Which is fine. Now, over the course of my last 20 years of existence, I've come to realize that formal TBRs just don't cut it for me. Formal reading lists or reading goals don't cut it for me either. I'm not a rule person. I don't like rules. More than that, I don't like creating rules for myself. There's this idea in Islamic doctrine that says, do not make impermissible what is already made permissible. I'm paraphrasing, but something along that lines. And I like to follow that for the rest of my life. In all areas, really, like where there do not need to be rules, do not create rules for yourself. As Jean-Jacques Rousseau says, man is free, but everywhere there are chains. Let's not put ourselves in chains when we don't have to put ourselves in chains. Also, I found that structures such as I want to read blank number of pages every night, or I want to read blank books from a blank author, these kind of structures, what they really do for me is more so create a sense of resistance. They create a barrier between me and actual reading, and really just give me a chance to make up excuses to not read. What I like to approach my goals with, I do this for my year as well, is create sort of a manifesto. It's kind of like a theme where you set out to accomplish goals with a mindset or a theme in mind. And the good thing about these is you can't really they're vague enough to be applicable to any sort of accomplishment that you read towards the end of the year. What I really want to do in this video is create up my manifesto as well as my reading resolutions, which are, again, vague enough to really be applicable to whatever happens this year, because apparently a lot of things can happen in a year. This year, I want to fall back in love with reading. I've read more in the last few days than I have in quite a few months, so I really want to ride this high that comes from reading whatever I want. Really doing it with a sense of childish glee and wonder at what I'm experiencing, rather than it being a task that I have to knock myself through. I want to enjoy reading and see the world through the pages. I want to explore from my bedside and learn new languages and politics and purposes, all from books. So that's my sort of manifesto. That's what I'm gonna approach the year with. Reading to wonder. That's the theme. And to accomplish this theme, what am I thinking of doing? I came up with 5 sort of reading resolutions or reading goals that really kind of come in line under this manifesto's umbrella. I want to read every night. This is a very basic one that a lot of people come up with, and I think it's underrated. Like, the idea of reading every night, whether that even be a single page, really makes a world of a difference, because oftentimes that single page is never really a single page, and it really just gets you to read if you have a sort of set time to read. And honestly, reading every night used to be a no-brainer for me. I feel like my 10-year-old self will laugh at even seeing this on the list, but needless to say, at this point and at this busyness level in life, it's okay to talk about and state simple things. So reading every night is definitely something I want to do more often. Number 2. Now hear me out. Going on intentional book dates. The key word here is the word intentional. What I think and what I picture when I think of a book date is me opening up my laptop and letting myself intentionally scroll through Book Outlet, Indigo, thrift books, watch booktube videos, and collecting and compiling books that I'm interested in. I feel like this happens sporadically for me, and what it often means is I end up in pitfalls and black holes of just endless scrolling whenever I'm in the mood. If I have intentional book dates where I set a day, a few hours to just kind of discover new books, I allow myself to not feel guilty for doing those things. Being a reader, there's as much fun in the anticipation and the discovery of new potential books than there is in reading the actual books. I feel like it's a 50-50, like finding the books and reading the books are about the same joy level, so why don't we give enough time for each of those tasks? Next up, this is another goal that hopefully I might be able to follow through on. Create a bookish video every single month, because why not? As you know, this channel is called According to Zara, so that doesn't really imply that these are just bookish videos, even though my bookish videos are the ones that normally get a lot more traction than any of my other videos. But I want to create a bookish video every month because books are a big, major part of my personality as well as my value system. So they are very much according to Zara. There's a lot of opinions I have on books, and really giving myself space when I have space to do so and create and talk about books is really something I want to do more of in this year. My next goal is using my book tracking system. In the past, I've been a Goodreads user, as many people, and I don't think it's an unpopular opinion when we say that Goodreads sucks. It's really bad. Like, the interface is so annoying. It's sometimes super slow. There's just so many things about Goodreads that need to be fixed, but haven't been fixed. I don't even think the platform's properly updated in like 6 years. And so what I did was I created a book tracking system where I get to track all of the things I want. And I don't know how much this interests you, but if I have an Excel spreadsheet, I can literally make, at the end of the year, pie charts depicting percentages of genres. I can do so much with pivot tables within the spreadsheet to really analyze my reading habits, how many books I read per month, are there any trends in my reading. There's so much potential with that data, all of that data, so much potential. I feel like this is a niche kind of goal, but an Excel spreadsheet that tracks your books, amazing. I have mine linked below in case you want to copy and create your own template out of it. But yeah, it's just so much fun to do, and I feel like I'm going to be using this more. I'll be updating my Goodreads simultaneously, but I feel like having an Excel spreadsheet where I get to put emojis and just have so much fun with it, with the colors, it's just a little joy. Now, my last reading goal is to do more buddy reads. My friends, we recently started a book club, actually in around September, but we've only read one book because everybody's kind of busy. We read The Song of Achilles, which was a good book. It's one of my friends' favorite books, Samya's. I've been in the talks of doing another sort of buddy reads with one of my childhood friends. Interestingly enough, I reconnected with her recently, and she's very much into a lot of literary and translated works, which I find so rare because it's super niche and it's what I love as well. So really just maybe even buddy reading with her and her friend group would be also something that I'm incredibly looking forward to. I want more groups that read literary fiction because I feel like reading literary fiction is so lonesome because it takes so long to read. You put your all. For me, sometimes it's weeks, months to read a single kind of book, but then you have nobody to talk to about it. It's so hard to get your friends to read super thick books because it's an investment of time. So having a group that you can read literary fiction with is something I want to find because I really want to talk to people about these books and not just kind of internalize them, which I normally do. So those are my bookish goals. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope maybe you'd be able to apply them into your own life, or you might find inspiration to create your own kind of goals. If you have a reading manifesto, comment it. Honestly, I love receiving comments because I like to talk to you guys. If you ever want to connect personally, like talking about books and all that, my Instagram, definitely, or even if you want to follow me on Goodreads. But other than that, I hope you're all getting better, doing better, and being better. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!